Weed was my best friend. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Bitcoin bouncing back up at 97,000. I did a pretty crazy thing. I'm going to show you what I'm doing here on weeks, and we're going to see if it caught. I'm going to watch this 5-minute 200 MA. Anyway, let's break down what's happening to BTC. There's still a massive short squeeze up there at $101,000. You can see it, and we got a nice liquidity zone up to 98.5. Not a lot of people to get out on the longs here. A big old entry there at 85,000. Someone decided they were going to make a monster long, and their liquidations are at 85,000. You have to remember, these are people that show up on the order book without a stop loss, and they want to see what's going to happen to the market. So you wouldn't know where they were if you didn't have BOOKMAP. You understand? Because their stop losses aren't there. They don't have a stop loss. These are liquidations. He plopped himself up and said, hey, they're either going to get me at 85 or I'm going to make a boatload when we go up to 110,000. The odds of him getting hit at 85 are so low, he figured, why not? You know, pretty good idea. So there's whales willing to take it to the upside here, and they're going after this guy. This person who thinks they're going to be able to hide out at 101,000. They've been there too long. And it's getting closer and closer to their demise. One thing that I'm looking at here is on weeks. I'm trading weeks right now at the present moment in time, and I like bounces on the 200 MA. If you're in my trading group, I use the 200 MA. I just opened up a trade here because we bounced on the 200 MA on the 5-minute time frame. I might be able to get this scalp back to the upside here. High risk, high reward for Sammy on a low volume Thursday. Also, it's my old school falling wedge trick, where this is the falling wedge, but they broke out, it broke back inside, and it actually plays out exactly like a falling wedge. I know this is a strange thing you've never seen before. Don't worry about it. Not everything I do is going to make you feel comfortable. You're like, what is this guy doing? That's falling wedge right there. They broke it. It's the same. See, this trend line existed. They came and they bounced. This trend line existed. Once you break this trend line, you're likely going up. If you bounce off this trend line, you're likely getting a bounce. And the 200 MA with low stochastic has a bit of a play there. It's up $11. We'll see what happens. It's high risk. I already just took down last night, everyone. We opened up trades in my trading group. I took down $1,200 around, I don't know, 11:30, something like that. I went into the jacuzzi from 8:30 to 9. And then I came back to the trade around 9:15. And around 10 o'clock, took the profit. And then I kept another ringer open, which right before I went to bed took profits. And then when I woke up, I would have been up a little more because I sold 97,660. We went up to 98K, but we took that nasty dump to the downside. And now I'm back in right now. And that's kind of where we stand. If you're in my trading group, you would have been trading long with me last night. And it was hairy, you know. And the reason why I got long, let me explain to you too. And I love showing you guys the sauce, because when you have sauce, showing off sauce, flexing, people like to flex their Rolexes. People like to flex their Bugattis. I like to flex my knowledge. I like to flex the fact that I can help you get rich with the information that I can teach you. I think that's the biggest flex in the game. Anyone can get rich. Can you get other people rich? That's the question. Anybody get themselves rich? Do you have enough power in you to give the information you've used to get rich to help other people get rich? That's when you're doing that, you're on some other level. Like you're basically handing a beautiful life to people. So I mean, yes, I may have some of the nice things, but I don't cherish them as much as I cherish each and every one of you and all the growth that happens in the group and my relationship with God. You know, that's the most important thing. God is the most important thing in my life, because without God, I never would have got over the death of my mom and my dad. I never would have been able to push through all the lows that trading put me down through. I never would have kept believing. I never would have had the faith. Man, with God, all things are possible. So thank you for being here. And if you don't believe in God and it's not your thing, it's okay. I don't judge anybody. I'm on my own path. You're on yours. I will tell you though, research the most successful people in the world, billionaires and people that have really made huge difference on the earth. Like 90% of them believe in God. You know what I mean? There's a coincidence there. So, hey, shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. So BOOKMAP, we already went over it. This is a awesome tool that shows you where liquidity is in the market. Whether it's a stop loss liquidation or whatever it is, it tells you where there's a lot of liquidations where people are likely to get taken out of the market. We got a 98,005 liquidation. And the 200 MAs are key. Oh yeah, so I was in the middle of showing you the 200 MA idea here. So check it out. Let's go over the power of the 200 MA, shall we? The confidence to open the long yesterday was to bounce off the 15-minute 200 MA. Bing, bing. We double bottom too, you know, if you like double bottoms, but boom. And we originally, if you remember, we started the morning flagging it out. It's just crazy. We also had the right shoulder on the one. Anyway. So we got that, right? We also crossed the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame, which was my known go-to signal for a long. After we've been in a nasty downtrend, can we flip? And that's when the uptrend starts to move. So that was my second confirmation. And then I told my students if we were to get above the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame, we would moon. All right. And I knew we would likely get a pump once we crossed over the 1 hour 200 MA. So in this way, I got in with the 15, confirmation that the move was coming on the 1 and continue, and confirmation that we would continue to pump using the 1 hour. All of this was using the 200 MA on multiple time frames in succession, seeing it in a way nobody else sees it, doing it in a way nobody else does it, and just smashing it out the park and making gains last night as well with my trading group. So God bless you all. If you hit with the lifer, we're going to continue to hit. I got a young trader in my group making $200 a day, man. The guy's 19 years old. And he's putting in the work, he's putting in the effort, and he's getting it in. So shout out to Conrad. Shout out to all my young students. Shout out to everyone that believes in themselves. Just keep fighting. Keep believing in yourself. It's not going to stop. It's going to be harder every other day. Don't tell yourself it's going to be easy. Don't pray for it to be easier. Pray to God for more strength. I asked God for more strength. He gave me more problems to make me stronger. This is a different gray coat than yesterday, just so you know. Yesterday's gray coat was a Nautica coat. This one is an Express coat. I just want to, you know, if you go and look at the two, they're not the same color. All right. I just want to be honest. What? It's a different shade of gray. All right. I know some of you are muttering I wore the same coat today. I didn't. You just think I did. And I can prove it. You can go step by step, back to back there. Anyway, shout out to all the lovers of life. Shout out to anyone that likes to laugh. I hope you like to laugh. I may not be that funny. You probably think I'm corny. But hey, at least I'm doing it. You know what I mean? At least I'm coming up with something, right? At least I'm saying something. I could say nothing and we could sit flat, you know?
These attacks are unfair.
At least it is what it is. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Let me get the chat up and running. I don't think I've popped up the chat yet. Let's get to 91,000 subscribers. We're at 9069, baby. And I know you like the 69, but you know, we're at 9069. I mean, come on. It's a kind of a cool, look at all the nines. It's kind of a cool, the triple nines. She's a beauty, that number 9. And as I showed you guys, if you look at my lifetime here, before we get into the Bitcoin update, which we're going to get into, I'm going to give you the sauce. Don't get me wrong. But look at that. Like a year or 2 years at 100 subscribers. Only until I reached a year and a half to 2 years did I even start to gain any traction here. And it took a long, long time. So success is not overnight, everybody. It's a long road of pain before any gain. Like, you know what I mean? Every overnight success is 10 years of failing. So please subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 191,000 subs. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm working my butt off every single day. No days off since 2009, 2021 really is when I started the streak. I was doing this on and off here, but around February of 2021 is when the streak began. And look, when I started going every day, look, that's when I changed. See, I wasn't serious here. I wasn't going every day. I was making a video here and there. When I took my channel seriously, the world took me seriously, and look what happened. If you take yourself seriously, look what can happen to you. Look where you can go. If you show up every single day, look what can happen to you. Your parents can die in your face, and you can still make it, all right? The worst things can happen to you, and you can still make it. Okay? You can write the worst story in the world that can happen to you. You can still make it. There's no excuses, only reasons to keep pushing. You only have reasons to win. You have no excuses to lose. All right? Anyway, let's get back to brass tacks here. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let me jump on into the chat. That was what I was really doing. And let's keep it moving. I love you all. I share the love every single day and the positive energy because that's the type of person I am. I don't know it any other way. That's how my mother was. That's how my dad was most of the time. You know. God bless each and every one of you, man. I'm excited to be here. Let's break down the knowledge and the sauce. Bitcoin holding 97,000, but struggling around 96.9 here. Shano, thank you. If you want to join the trading group, we have a pinned comment right here, cryptolifer.com. You can join MEXC or Weeks too, the two places in which I trade. All right. My stress level dropped immensely, and I started making real wealth when I stopped trading and chasing new coins and simply DCA'd into Bitcoin. Amen. Amen. I started DCing into Bitcoin now about 9 years ago, and it changed my life forever. I have no stress anymore. I don't hold fiat. The majority of my wealth is kept safe and continues to multiply. Sam, I'm 21 and getting married in June. With the help of the 99 Club, I'm changing my life and in the money every day. Thank you. Trust in God, man. Marriage was the best thing that ever happened to me. Now that you're getting married at 21, you should probably have kids way younger than me, which will set you up for a nice family of maybe 4, 6, 7 kids. And don't be scared. Be willing to prosper. A great man can prosper. We need good men to have many children. May God bless you, Taylor Murphy. Good Irish last name, too, the Murphys. I grew up with Matt Murphy and his brother, Pat Murphy, over off Billings Street. May God bless you, my friend. Good morning, Sam. What are the qualifications to be in your group? Please answer. You have to have a brain and the desire to win, man. And that's it. No, I'm just joking. But you have to have the desire to win. You have to really believe in yourself. I mean, or you could be broken and just say, hey, this is the last shot I'm going to take because I don't know what else is going to happen to me. But we're waiting for you. Whoever wants to become a consistent person, we're here to become consistent with you. I am one of the most consistent people I know, and I'm not going to stop. So let's get it in, baby. So let's break down Bitcoin from the beginning to the end here. I know that's what you're waiting for. You're salivating for my top-down analysis. I am too. I need it as bad as you do. So let's break it down. I'm not in a trade right now, so you're lucky. Sometimes I'm in a trade and you're like, dang, he's already in a trade. Or I'm like, I got paid. And I already got paid for the day. I opened up my trade last night, was already making, within 2 hours, I made over $1,000. Imagine making $1,000 over 2 hours on a Wednesday night. All right. Made more than most people that go to work, and it was at night. Never mind the trading day that we had. I mean, so nice double bottom here on the weekly. You can see that. We never came back to the previous consolidation each time we had a pump for Bitcoin, so it looks like that's not going to happen, meaning revisiting 72K. Anything is possible. We could still get a black swan. We could lose this trend line. We could drop to the 618, 82,000. We could drop to here. You have to be open-minded to believe that anything is possible, but you also have to play probabilities. Like I opened up a long last night, despite anything being possible, because the probability looked like we could win. It's all about math. You know, part of me knows anything could happen at any time. Interesting. Palantir stock falls amid Pentagon budget cuts. That's interesting. But so, look, we're holding the higher low in the weekly. All we want is this weekly to close bullish engulfing. It's about putting this candle inside of that candle. Massive wickage. If you study any asset in the world on the weekly and you've seen wicks that big, I mean, even Bitcoin, very rarely. Look at the bear market. Even here in the bear market, we had one big wick right there, liquidation. One big liquidation there. One right there. One right there. This has been the most I've ever seen in my life in an area. Like that one there, that one there, that one there, there. It's intense, and it tells you there's extreme buy pressure here for Bitcoin. I mean, the world is watching. You have nation states wanting to get into BTC. Russia wants to buy more Bitcoin. China wants to buy more Bitcoin. Michigan, the state of Michigan wants Bitcoin. The state of Ohio wants Bitcoin. Massachusetts will probably sleep, but they should get some Bitcoin. Funny, the Dem states will probably be some of the last to buy Bitcoin. Weird. It's like they turn Bitcoin into things aren't black and white, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin is for the Republican, for the Dem, it's for the Libertarian. Bitcoin is for the human being. It knows no boundaries. It doesn't have a political party. It is free of that nonsense. But when a political party wants to show you, it's honestly, this is what Bitcoin is. Say everybody was stuck inside, let's just say the world was you're stuck inside this massive pond or something. Let's just say, right? And all of a sudden there's an opening and there's a stream and it leads to this beautiful life of abundance. And that's the way out. It's a beautiful way out. And a Republican opens the door. So the Democrats say, there's no way I'll ever go there. Or a Democrat opens the door. So the Republicans, you know what I mean? Just because someone of your opposing political party opens, is the one that opens the door, does not mean you should just always reject what's on the other side. You know what I mean? I hope that's a pretty good point here because, and that's kind of what Bitcoin is. Like, maybe there's Republicans opening the door, but that doesn't make it, they don't own that. Bitcoin is free. So just remember that. Yeah. And again, I'll stop drawing nonsense in a second, but last thing I want is like a bright orange stain on my suit. Anyway, so let's break it down. And shout out to everybody that watches me. I learn every day more people watch me that I didn't know. Like serious people with their family, with their kids, big analysts. I know CME, mercantile traders. I know guys that do options in Chicago that watch me. I know guys that run trading groups and hedge funds that watch me. I know multimillionaires that watch me now. I've met a guy in New York that said he watches me. He runs a hedge fund, a multimillionaire hedge fund. People knew my name when I went to a multimillionaire's house just the other day here. People went, I watch you, man. I was blown away. So I got to take myself seriously because there's a lot of people that do. So the weekly looks beautiful. You know, and I want to see the weekly hold that key level. The 5-day also in a bullish engulfing candle or you know, on the way. And the 3-day chart looking good, you know, looking better than it could be. And I like what we're doing here. I'd like to get the 3-day to close above that previous candle, get the move to the upside. We're hanging here by a thread. And then it brings us to the daily time frame. The daily time frame in a falling wedge. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. If you knew nothing about anything, if you didn't know anything about my moving averages, if you didn't know anything about maybe an ICT strategy, if you didn't never use Market Cipher, if you never used any of this nonsense, I shouldn't call it nonsense. I love Market Cipher. I get it in my head. But what I mean is, I even call my stuff, what I mean is all the stuff in the whole market, right? But if you use none of it, falling wedges break out 68% of the time. You know what I mean? That's all. I just want to revert back to the idea that whenever, you know, and let me explain why. For years, I started learning the patterns and I learned the basics, right? And then I got further on and I learned other stuff. And what happened was there'd be days where I was looking at indicators and things, and the indicators would tell me not to trade, and a falling wedge would just break out. And I'd look back a week later and be like, man, if I had just traded the falling wedge the way I was supposed to, I would have got paid. I said, man, I got to stop looking at too many things and really start simplifying it. And for years, this would happen. I'd see an obvious trade. My mentor would point it out. He'd be like, didn't you see that? And I'd be like, man, how could I? So now when I see the obvious trade, I also tell myself, hey, no matter, you know, I use the VRVP, I use the stochastics RSI, I see the MACD dwindling, right? Falling volume, falling price, everything's starting to kind of come into place, higher lows. But, you know, it's still a falling wedge that should break out 68% of the time. Now, when the wedge breaks out, you're looking for the double bottom, you're looking for liquidations. You're looking for the 1 hour to break above the 200 MA. You're looking for these signals inside of the smaller time frames that add up to the bigger time frames. It's all one, you know, conglomerate signal. It's all meshed together. Like I showed you earlier today with the 1 hour, 1 minute, 200 MA, the 15 minute, and the 1 hour. We used the 200 MA on multiple time frames. We brought it all together. You see? Funny, Patrick Beck David going at my man Gary Cardone. Crazy to see that the other earlier today when I'm scanning through my. He's like, I don't like the way Gary did that. I don't like the way you talked about Gary over here. Patrick Beck David talking to my buddy Gary. Funny. Keep it simple. Big P on the 1 minute. Bear flag on the 1 minute. Interesting. Big fat bullish CVD on the 3 minute. Wow, we got two people saying two different things. Man, I'm so glad I don't have the need to take myself seriously, and I'm still able to make 150K a year. Sounds exhausting. I love this guy. 150K a year, man. I'm not trying to be rude, but I can make that in a week. So falling wedges to the upside, I could make it in a couple days to be, and I shouldn't say it, but hey, there's people that make it in literally a couple hours, right? I'm just saying there's levels to this life. And forget me, there's people that make 100 grand in a year. There's people that make 100 grand in a day. There's people that make 100 grand in a month. There's people that make 100 grand in a couple days. You know what I mean? There's people that make 100 grand in a couple hours, right? Well, like I think Tate says he makes 300 grand a day on average, you know, a couple hundred grand a day. So that's, I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't know. Again, crypto fake make 100 grand a day. Exactly. Many people make, you know, and again, the world, people get up funny about humbleness. There's abundance out here, man. There's enough for each and every one of you to make 100 grand a day out here. Don't you know that? There's so much abundance for you. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about anyone else. Don't worry about yelling at someone to be humble and all that nonsense. You know what I mean? We're all, you know, you find your own way to be humble. You give to the poor. You pray to God. You stay humble, man. You know, you check yourself every single day. You say thank you for everything I've had, For instance, there's a rash on one of my daughters right now. Like, you know, my wife's really worried about her. It doesn't matter how, you know, if you had tons of money in the world and one of your kids was sick, would you really be that happy? No. Money means nothing, man. You know, so people that get all, so even when you get the other way about money, it means that you're getting too hairy about it, right? Why is everyone worried if I'm wearing pants or not? You guys never think I'm wearing pants. And now I gotta waste the stream just to show you that I'm wearing a pair of pants, right? Don't challenge me on the pants over here. All right? Anyway, I just want you guys to realize that there's so much more abundant. You know, because I used to make 100 grand a year, 110 grand, 120 grand a year, and I thought it was unbelievably amazing. Don't get me wrong. And then I saw my buddy making 30 grand a day. And I wasn't comparing myself to him, but it made me realize, wow, man, like, you know, like two of my good friends were multimillionaires, and I was making 120 grand a year. They were taking me out to steak dinners and flying me in helicopters, and I was going home to my apartment. And I was like, damn, man, this 100 grand a year is cool, but like these guys are making like 100 grand every couple days. So my two good friends, my two best friends out of college, they were just behemoths in business, man. And they showed me, hey, there's abundance out here, Sammy. Do you want to get it with us, or do you want to stay over there? And I said, man, for years, I couldn't get myself disciplined, figure it out, and I kept working for other people. And I couldn't get myself out of the rat race. I just could not. I struggled and struggled and struggled. I worked a night shift, everybody, from 31 to 36 years old. I wore the same pants for a long, same jeans, same hoodie every day for days on end. No one saw me. I was at work alone. I worked a night shift, everyone, from 31 to 36 years old. I worked a night shift for about 5.5, almost 6 years of my life, from 7 a.m. to 3 in the morning. All right. Anyway, so Bitcoin on the daily looking beautiful, but it did just get rejected by that exact level. Like, we got to get back above 98,000. Like, there's just this nasty resistance at 98K that we just can't seem to get back above. So important. The night shift with Henry Winkler, you know it, brother. All day long, all night long. You know what I mean? Costco paying more than some office jobs. Yo, Costco ain't bad, man. Try working on oil refinery as labor. I bet it's some of the hardest stuff in the world, man. I'm not trying to say I'm the hardest guy in the world. I guarantee people here in this chat have done some of the hardest jobs in the game. 100%. So let's take a look at the 22-hour time frame. Look, we got rejected by what? The 200 MA. Of course, right? Of course. Strikes again. We did break out, but this could be a fake out. Look, we got rejected by the 200 MA on the 12-hour time frame too as well. So that's going to be what we're going to have to break through. And then you see the 4-hour with this insane candle here, and the 200 MA and the 21 MA with oversold stochastics RSI. So again, the trick to this is whenever the moving averages are tight, we tend to pump up to the 200 MA. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow we revisit a bounce here, but it, little sketchy. What you're looking for now is for the 4-hour to flag out. We want to see some lateral sideways price action. It might take 8 hours, 12 hours, and we want to see the 21 moving average kind of curve up here. We might even get some type of like very elongated, like we could look at this as a shoulder. That could be a head. Do we get kind of some type of shoulder here? That would also resemble a bit of a cup and handle. That would make some sense if you pulled a fib here. You might even bounce off the 618. You could pull the fib right to that level too. You might bounce off the 618 there, which coincides with the point of control. That level is 96,350. So I pulled the fib there from this wick to that wick, and that would give you this Fibonacci retracement to the point of control at 96,166. All right. And you're oversold in the stochastic on the 4 hours. So it is, and you're away from the 21-day moving average. It's likely you're going to have to pull back here. This was a nice move. I mean, look at the monster move we made here after that bullish engulfing candle, after we retraced the dump. And so, yeah. To me, I wouldn't be surprised. So let me square this away for you because you don't need all the sauce. You learned it. Now you just need to kind of let it marinate. So what we're doing, remember, is we're watching the 4-hour time frame. Now, could it out of nowhere pump and go on a tear? It could. There's a chance. So right now, I'm just tentatively flagging out the 4. All right, that's the first thing that I'm going to do. And there's a chance that this bounces, turns green, and we continue to rip. The market's been pretty volatile recently, and I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, I would flag out, yeah, in the 2 hour too. Look how the 2 hour just bounced off the 200 MA. So I would watch your 2 hour time frame and see the 2 hour just got above the 200. That's a bullish sign. So if the 2 hour stays above the 200, we're going to be bullish for the rest of the day. Like you have nothing to worry about. If the 2 hour loses the 200 MA, then you got to start thinking you're going to bounce down to the next support at 95.3 and maybe even all the way back down to a double bottom at 94,250. All right. Simple to me of how to trade today. So we watch price action. If price action can stay above the 200 MA as the 21 comes into it, and this is what I do, everyone, I find a time frame that makes sense and I humbly wait for it to play out into my model. This is my model. I play this model on the 1 minute, on the daily. I play it all the time. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for low stochastic, sideways price action, touching the 21 and the blast to the upside. I can now build my trade before the trade even exists. I can find my risk reward ratio. I can see where I'd like to put in my stop, which I use the 200 MA as my positional strength. And bang, I mean, I got a 3.35 risk reward ratio here. Now, this could just dump and go to zero, and I'll never get a chance to trade it, so be it. And it could pump all the way. The odds are that it could go either way. So we look at this. There's like a 1% chance. When the Stokes are high, it's very rare that you pump that hard, but it could happen. It could happen. It's not it doesn't mean it can't happen. It could happen. So the stochastics could definitely pump. All right. I mean, the price could pump even with high stochastics, but it's rare. If you go back and look at high stochastics, like right here, we have high stochastics. What happened? We dumped. Right here, we had high stochastics. We double topped. We dumped. Right here, we have high stochastics. We dumped. Right here, we have high stochastics. We dumped. So 1, 2, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like every single time we were above the dotted line and the stochastics RSI, which I'm looking at this indicator here, we dumped. So it's telling you that like 7 out of 8 times you're going to dump. So what do you think is going to happen now? You're going to go sideways or dump? The odds of you pumping right now are very low. You know, I just pointed that out to you, proving it to you. So everything I do, and it's funny, I used to show this on the live stream all the time. Like, why do I not? So how come I'm not going to long now? Because every time the stochastics are curving, it's not a good look on this 2 hour time frame. So look how high we are and where we're curving and we're above the dotted line. Would you get into a long right now? Does that tell you to get into a long based on probability? I just showed you the probability. Would you get into a long right now? Someone might be like, yeah, I'm going to do it right now. Now, again, above the 200 MA, things can get crazy. You will pin stochastics RSI, but that's something you got to have to know how to trade the moving averages. So what I would love to see is I'd like to see the stochastics reset. I'd like to see price action go sideways for the next, I don't know, 2 to 6 hours. And then it tells us it's 11. It tells us by 4 or 5 o'clock, we might be able to get busy here and get a pump up to 99,000. We might get back to 100K by tonight or tomorrow. And things could be, 100K again this time, I think might be that might be the last time. It could be like, okay, we're done skis. Still look out for the right shoulder. We may get a nastier pullback, as this is an inverted head and shoulder that may play out here. So I'm bullish for a continuation. I just want to be able to enter the continuation at the perfect time. And that's kind of what my sauce is all about. So this is what I'm watching. I'm watching the 2 hour time frame. I'm watching the 1 hour time frame. Mainly the 2 hours pretty nice to me. Look at the 1 hour with the bounce though. I like that. Now though, look, shoulder, head, you could be making a right shoulder there. See this? How do I juggle so many possibilities at once? I mean, this comes with time. When you first trade, you can only handle the idea like this could be a right shoulder, and that's about it. Then you can see like 5 different time frames. You can hold all these different possibilities, just like trading chess, playing chess. When you first play chess, you can only conceive of 1 or 2 moves that the player can make, and then you can go like a couple steps in each direction, and that's it, right? What's the difference between a good chess player and a bad chess player? The person can build multiple ideas in their mind, and they can hold them. So after years of playing chess, right, this person playing against this person, if this person has many more years, like he just can think, well, this guy could go here, here, here. He might know moves this guy doesn't even know he could move. And then once that move is going, he cancels out half the things he built in his brain. He starts building, and he can so speedily build things in his brain that he can build and he knows he's okay. See, this guy holds on to what he builds. So when he builds something in his brain, he's afraid to give it away. Just like if you do TA, I used to do TA and I could never delete my technical analysis. Now I can do all the TA, delete it, rebuild it in a second because it would take me so long to fine tune it and get it there. I could never recreate it that fast. But now I know exactly what I did, how I did it, and where to go, and I do it again over and over again. It's the same thing with chess. So trading is just like chess. You're going to get better at trading because you're going to get better at all the different possibilities that could happen, and then you're going to know what to do when they each happen. And you're going to say, well, they've done this to me, they've done that to me. Now, this becomes confusing and complicated at first to a beginner's mind, and for me it was. It stressed me out. One day it hit me because I was looking at the charts and I realized what good traders were doing, and I was like, oh my God, they're like that good at it? Like they're actually figuring and I was like, oh my, and it hit me and I was like, I can't do this. You know, it's almost like if you research how hard it was to play chess against an amazing chess player, and you're like, damn, to be as good as him, I'm going to have to calculate multiple moves. I'm going to have to be able to throw away complete ideas that I just spent minutes building and then move right on to the next one and then continue to do this over and over again. And honestly, that's entrepreneuring. That's why I think chess can help you entrepreneur, because it's about building. As an entrepreneur, you build a bunch of systems and ideas. You take shots. Some things don't do. People do what they say they're going to do. You may put down payments on things. You may pay for things that people say promise things and they don't do it. And you can't sit there and cry about it. You got to move on and go to the next thing, and you got to say, oh well. And you got to build again. And you know, it's not exactly the same, but it's about projecting, building into the future, having ideas, hopes for how that could become, and then boom, right? And then you got Twitter, you know, Trump's plan to abolish the IRS and introduce the ERS. I mean, this is crazy stuff, but I mean, this is new stuff that we're hearing here.
But all of that would mean nothing compared.
So look at this. I mean, Commerce Secretary, sorry about, I don't know, so many dang windows open today. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick has announced that President Trump's goal is to abolish the Internal Revenue Service. This plan includes the introduction of an external revenue service to focus on collecting revenue from foreign sources rather than domestic taxes. This policy shift has sparked discussions on its feasibility and the potential massive layoffs within the IRS, with 6,000 employees expected to be terminated, I think today, as I think they said it was yesterday. But that would be like, I mean, what a change. And, you know, I talk about paradigm shifts, and I think about how the world goes over. So look, well, this could be a right shoulder here on the 1 hour, and we could definitely take a dump down. And that would be the bigger pullback on that 4 hour time frame. So that makes sense to me. If I see a dump down here and we're doing that, I'm going to be like, okay, the 4 hours doing its thing. We're pulling back, right? And I'm not going to be too overwhelmed. I'd love it if it just kind of goes up. It doesn't do that. We redirect and we create this nice sideways price action. I'll be watching this for the most of the day. I sold into this area, and I even told my students that it's probably a good time to sell. One of my students sent me a bearish div and said, hey, I think maybe I should be getting out. I congratulated him. Conrad, man, good for you. I'm seeing people really step their game up. I like it when people take what I teach them seriously. Awesome. Okay, God bless everybody for being here. Thank you for jumping on in. Remember, people that are frustrated and not in the best place, I'm just addressing this comment here. I won't even read it, but slick back. People that are frustrated and not in the best place, they're going to criticize everything in life, man. A tree could give them fruit, and they could tell that they could yell at the tree for being in the way. You know what I mean? It's like, now, just remember that. When people aren't in a good place, they're not in a good place about almost everything, no matter how good the place is. Shout out to Marcus in the house. Good morning to Marcus. God bless you. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there. Good morning to Brenda. Hope you two having a blessed afternoon, blessed day, blessed morning. Sorry, 10:48 a.m., but I hope you've had a great couple of weeks. Shout out to all my peoples. Marcus, I don't know when you're coming, but your flight is waiting for you, my friend. I'll book it for you. Just let me know when you want to come. And you're on your way, my friend. Thank me. I'm over frustrated, no lie. That's why I'm trying to stay positive. Jay Soul, you sound like me. For 5 years, I struggled with trading. My first 5 years were tumultuously horrible. I was horrible at it. In and out, I lost $15K when I had $40,000 after 3 years of trading. I lost $15,000 of my $40,000 in a Jivo stock that I kept buying into even though it dumped because I bought the news. I went through so much pain for so long. All right. It's now been, I've been trading since I was 22. I'm now, 20 years now, on and off. But, in a solid 15 of really just kicking my butt. And I made it out a lot, man. So if you're willing to go until you win, Jay Soul, you're going to be the man that wins. And that story that you just told about the pain you're in right now is going to be your story. Nobody wants to hear a story about someone that just made it easily. Let's open up a book. about a guy who climbed a mountain. The mountain was super easy. Every single turn was great. Every rock was where I needed to be. I never fell. I never got sweaty. I got to the top, and then I got back down. Do you want to read that book? Now, you want to read the book about his friend almost died. He put his hand out. The guy fell down. They almost froze their fingers off, but they kept themselves like warm by breathing on each other. Oh my God, are you kidding me? And they got, fell in an avalanche, but, dug his way out, made a fire out of a candle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the story that you want to read, man. You don't want to read the easy one. So you don't want an easy story, J-Soul. You want it to be hard, man. You want to be in this pain you're in right now. Because that's how you're going to become the lifer, brother. I know you don't believe me, and I know right now it feels so hard because when you're in it, it stinks. All right? That was pretty funny. Oh, man. But, you have no idea, but I will tell my story in the end. We all have a story, man, and each and every one of you has a story worth telling. But if you don't man up, if you don't push yourself, then that story will never be told. You're going to become that same mediocre person that nobody wants to read about. So I'm telling you right now, each and every one of you has a story to read, to tell. Each and every one of you has something to prove. Each and every one of you has the world to leave your outlasting uniqueness on. We all want to know your story. I want to hear from you. I want you to inspire others to become amazing. You deserve to give the world inspiration. You deserve to inspire the world. The world needs to know you. We need amazing people like you, man. We're waiting on each and every one of you. Come on. The world is begging for you guys. I need your uniqueness. We desire your uniqueness, your ability to inspire others, your ability to push and when you live that life, when you live a life like that, you inspire, you free others. You free them from wanting to live they want to live a life like that too. Okay? I had a sad story. I don't want to make you guys cry. Hey, man, lay it on us. Lay it on us. I like hearing the pain. My mom died in front of me on Thanksgiving Day, 2023. What are you going to do? I don't even want to bring it up anymore because I don't want to make people think I'm sobbing for, I'm looking for sobs, man. I ain't. It is what it is. Hey, the sky's blue today. Like, it's just a fact. It happened. So we're watching to see if this can kind of consolidate or if it's going to make more of a downward flag on that 4-hour time frame. Both of these are likely possible. I don't want to lose the 200 MA. A little bit of bearish divvy there too as this flattens out on the RSI but goes more upward channeling on the price action. Again, that's a class C. They're both pointing up, but one is pointing up way sharper than the other. They don't have to be completely opposite, and you can see even the indicator is calling out the bearish div there with the R, the red R, all right? Never that, bro. That's crazy, man. How's it go from 200 pump to $1? Yeah, crying is cleansing. I had a sad, amen. Remember the story of Job. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh. Bless the name of the Lord. Amen. Yeah, Job lost everybody in his family. Every single person was taken from him. He never cursed the Lord. And that's why I prayed when I'm with you guys. I say, may the Lord, thank you, dear Lord. Because there was a day or two where I said, why did they do this to my mom? How could you let this happen? And I almost turned I almost turned and I said, no. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. What kind of place would God do? No. I said, you know what? My mother passed away on Thanksgiving around all of us. She could have died in the path alone. I said, God saved her and gave her grace. I said, that was a blessing. You see, I was able to realize that my mother's passing was a blessing. And my dad wasn't doing too well. Had my mom went before my dad, my goodness, it would have been rough for us all. And I think about it all, like the way my dad went before my mom. And here's a selfish thing. I don't have to go to an old age home. I don't have to watch them die of cancer for years. A lot of my friends are going to have to take care of their parents for the next 20 years. I won't have to do that. I'm free. I mean, it's a selfish statement, right? But I'm free, man. And again, I miss them. Don't get me wrong. Like, the pain, but watching your mother and father get old in an old age home and stuff, that's not easy either. So I've been like watching 3-day candles. It's clear on when to buy or sell. Dude, 3-day candles are amazing. Yeah. He was God's best disciple. Amen. Shout out to Jamal Antonio. So there's nothing I can tell you right now. There's no real crazy trade at the present moment in time. I'm going to double check for you in case, see if there's something that I may want to do. Oh yeah, that bounce on the week's trade. I don't think that, let's see what happened there. Funny, I always make my monster trades here. Oh, it's still alive. It's still alive. But we got to get back above that 200 MA on the 5-minute time frame sooner than later to keep it alive. And here I am on MEXC. Let me just take a look if there's any magic to be had here. Am I going to pull a rabbit out the hat or something? No, if anything, I mean, that looks like a bear flag. I like flags above the 200 MA. Right, so that says you're going lower, right? That's a bear flag to the downside. That's okay in the smaller time frames, not a big deal, but that does suggest that we may take a bit of a dump here. Doesn't mean it's happening for sure, but it does suggest. I mean, when you flag out, look, if you flag out above the 200 MA, I'm longing. You flag out below the 200 MA, I'm shorting. It's a very simple idea here, okay? And what I like about it is the stop, you could probably poke, no. I like it when you can get the stop above the 200 MA. It just gives you a higher probability of a win. I wouldn't trade this right now just because there's volatility in the market. I already made my wins for the day. If I go after some, high risk, low volume Thursday move, it might be a foolish idea for me on probabilities in the probability sense. So right now it does look like this is going to drop you down though to 95. Let's see, this bookmap really doesn't coincide with that. But again, I use my TA. Bookmap is just an add-on. I mean, yeah, there is enough liquidity down there all the way to 92,000. And if you zoom in really closely, I mean, yeah, they want to take you down real. Look, 96,690. 96,593, 96,500. So the closest area, as you can see, looks down here. It does look like they want to and flood us to the downside. And that coincides, right? 95,969. They even just say 96.5. Might get a nice bullish divergence, something like this. That will create a divergence. And then we could possibly, look at that, a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Oh, look at the head and shoulder there now, too. I didn't see it, but the RSI helped me see it. And you got a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder here. That breaks to the downside 68% of the time, and you're below a 200 MA. So you got to start coupling your moving averages with your bearish pattern, and that's what's called confluence. And you're going to see what's likely going to happen here. The charts are speaking to you. They're telling you what's going to happen. They're whispering sweet nothings in your ear. Are you going to hear it? Or you're going to go off to the woman that's looking at you across the room. All right? But she's right here in your ear. So, all right, moving forward. Shout out to the beautiful people. May we get the likes up to the watchers. Remember, the like. This is a small family business. Me and my wife run it, basically. And when you hit that like button, you support my 3 kids, my children, my baby. And it's the American way. You support a family man. You support someone that's going to work every single day of the week, doing the right thing for American business and commerce, too. So may God bless everybody that hits that like button. Let's get that like up to 2,000 people. And let's get it moving. And the people that gave up on this market are the people that are going to look back in a few months from now, if and when opportunity does provide itself. We don't know when there's opportunity to be there for sure, but we got to be ready for it, don't we? So we believe we're the opportunity and we fight for it every single day. And you know what's going to happen? We're going to be the ones that make $1,000 a night in a couple hours. I made $400 in under 10 minutes just the other day. And I'm keeping the gains. I'm not giving them back. My losses are small. My wins are bigger, and we're chewing them away. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. That doesn't look good to me. But they're like, Sam, then why don't you just short it? Thursdays are my favorite day to trade. Lower volume. And I already won. If I didn't win, I might take this trade. All right. You see what I'm saying? Because I'd be itching to make some gains. All right. Shout out to St. John's taking DePaul down big time last night. St. John's, man, keeping me alive in this altcoin as the altcoins get shredded. But I went to St. John's University and their basketball team, another 10 of the nation, the best start in 40 years for St. John's basketball. Last night, and they got an amazing coach. All right. And they're just doing damage, man. And so I'm super excited to see what's happened. Rick Pitino, who used to be the coach for the Celtics, mind you. He was a Celtics head coach back when I was when I was 12 or 13, back when I was a kid. So to see him now coaching my alma mater is kind of special to me. And to see them absolutely tearing it up. St. John's, hey man, we could see them in the Elite Eight, the Final Four. Maybe they go all the way. You never know. They're playing UConn in a sold-out battle this weekend. St. John's, I know you don't care. Please don't ask about that. Yeah, I will not refer to this super chat. Yeah. I went over the TA. That's all I did. I never bought it, never talked about it, never promoted it. I just want to make that very clear. All right. And it looks like it got rugged to me. Yeah. I never put a dime in that coin. And I honestly, all I did was do TA when someone asked me about it. That's it. And even when I did TA, I was like, eh. But the TA played out. I did a 7X. My mom graduated from St. John's. That's cool, man. That's cool. It's trying to bullish divvy here. Like it's trying to do it a little bit like this. See? Might do a bearish retest and fall off. Okay. Remember, we keep talking about the NASDAQ, and we're going to put this out. But remember, we talked about the NASDAQ. Looked like it would continue to go to the upside. I said they're going to money print. The DXY looks like it's finally hit a top. Let's take a look at the DXY because I bought some real estate recently. I'm calling a top of the real estate market. Right there, right? January 20th, and right here too, you can see we've made this double top. And then we hit this high too, right there on February 18th. And it looks to me like the DXY has topped at 109 and is going to slowly start its move to the downside here. It will retest that trend line, but the trend line is actually a lot lower than that. It's right down here. I see some ways for this to go. And what that's going to do is it's going to make goods that are worth anything worth a buck will be worth a buck and a penny. You know what I mean? It'll be a buck and 2 pennies. And so to me, it looks like real estate, based on the dollar, there is some supply and demand issues here that are coming into play, but based on the dollar and where you live. Well, look, you're looking for this right shoulder on the DXY. That's also good for Bitcoin, risk on assets. As you see the dollar kind of start to decline here and fall off, right? Again, I could be wrong. I actually purchased a home based on this idea. So I put my stones on the ground, man, straight up. Like, no lie, like big money moves here based on the chart. Okay. Anyway, God bless everybody. It's a tough game, but I'm going to win at it. Your insight and motivation is priceless. Thank you. It's most people aren't going to win. If you're going to win, you're going to be, let's be honest here. How many people want to become a star quarterback, in college? A lot of kids do at the beginning, but they fall off in high school. They get hurt. Things just don't happen, right? And then people get to make it all the way to the pros. So like by the time you made it to the pros, you've already been through so much. I don't think you realize becoming a pro trader is like becoming a professional athlete. Like it's going to be a life that only 1% of the world gets to have. You're going to be printing money from your home. You're going to have large investments that you're making on the side. If you're lucky enough to win, you'll be able to print money and you won't need a contract. You won't have to fly. You'll actually look at basketball players sometimes and be like, they got a good life, but they got to get on flights. They got to go places. And you'll be like, I get to do this from my home. And now some of them I get 300, 400 mil, but at one point, if you push yourself to the limit, you can make $300, $400 million. You can get to the top. With trading, you can go as far as you want, as high as you want. Like, it's up to you. You can also lose it. I get it. There's discipline involved. It's not easy. But it's one of the true professions where it's like golf, like you're in control. And you can take it as far as you want to take it. And that's reality, man. Life is here for you. I could have a small YouTube channel and just say I want to just, be real small and just do a couple streams a week, and I could take it easy. Or I could go hard 7 days a week and push myself and get to 1 million subscribers and make it the biggest thing I could ever do. Like, do you want to go hard or go home? Like, do you want to do something halfway or do you want to do it all the way? I'm just saying, like, my dad was an all the way kind of guy. Like, if he did it, he was going to do it all the way. And so he imprinted that in me. He told me my grandfather was the same way. My mom was a hard worker. I like XDC here at this at this level here, near that 786 for the bounce. Falling wedge could break back to the upside here at 018562. All right. And shout out to Rave Song Records. Get the education you desire and be one of the winners. Go to cryptolifer.com and subscribe. Thank you so much for saying that. I greatly appreciate it. Right? Tired of the false promises from other crypto programmers, like programs. We're going to show you how we get it done day in and day out. $3 a day, less than that if you actually buy the discount. $99 a month, $270 for a quarter, $1,000 a year. I paid $3,600 for one college credit that didn't teach me enough information that this did. May God bless you. Go to cryptolifer.com to find out more. So today, look, I'm not telling you what's going to happen. I'm saying we're either going to go in a falling wedge and come down and lose the 200 MA on the 1 hour, or we're going to bounce and go sideways. Either way, the trade shouldn't be for 4 to 6 hours unless we're scalping something. Like there might be a bounce up there quickly on the smaller time frame. Might be a nice bounce here. Like that's what I'm attempting to trade this bounce in the 5 minute here. See this double bottom bounce or whatever this is. It's a little bullish divergence here. You got to know your divergences. When the RSI moves up, when price action moves down, you have what's called a divergence. It's telling you there's a lack of momentum in the direction that you're going. Like, so you're not going down anymore. Once the divergence kicks in, you usually have a reversal. And look, this starts to play out that it may make some type of inverted head and shoulder. Like you may make a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder that breaks you back to the upside for BTC. So that's kind of like how I start to build the picture and see the idea of what's happening. So right now I am in a long on this divergence. See if we can get the bounce back to the upside. And I'm in the long on weeks. Perpetual here. You see my stop is right there at about 96,672. A little underwater as I long the break above the 200 MA. We lost it. We usually, but this looks like it could double bottom. There's a bullish divergence there. A chance I still get back to the top of the pattern. And again, that just happened. That's a small move happening inside of the bigger moves that I already showed you. It doesn't change. It doesn't mean I say, it doesn't change like the overall idea of what we've gone over. That breaks above the 200 MA. We're likely going to get a pump though. That's just how it works. So I got this long setup. It's a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio right here with the entry right about now. And the stop loss could be shaved up a little bit to get your 3-to-1 because it would be a 263 at this point, but you could shave it. And I'm looking to get out at about 98,118. We get that pump back up to liquidity. Nice little scalp for the moment. All right. It's at basically $7 break even. 777's flashed right then when I looked at it. Should be almost in the money now. $2 down $2. Yeah, it's flip green now, up $2. We'll see what happens on this scalp. So trading constantly all the time. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. You'll find out even more about me. Inspiring quotes, ideas, things that I'm looking at. You name it, I'll show you. So yeah, we're looking for XDC to bounce here off that 786 to the upside and go to 0.18562. That's the key level that we're looking for. And you can kind of see there's a support and resistance level there too. If I didn't hit the space bar that like sends you off. Space bar will like automatically, you're just like hitting the down button. Right like that. So like previous resistance is a support there too. I'm personally in this coin right now. I have XDC. Maybe it dumps to the daily 200 MA and I take a beating, but it is just a swing trade. But I really like what I'm seeing here for XDC. All right, let me pop into the chat and see what's happening into the chat today. XCN will bounce at 1.8. Just hang on. Hey, I don't know what's going to happen. I take it one step at a time, my friend. All right, people really want to see what's happening with this Pi coin as it came out. Bitcoin back above 97,000. That's key. So we got the Pi network. They got it on MEXC spot. No, they don't, but they have it on perpetual. Just came out on perpetual, brand new. I knew about this coin when it first ever came out. You can download the app and all that stuff. Wow, so it went from, it came out at like a penny and it went all the way to $2. Pretty crazy. Then it crashed back down to 91 cents. It's going to be like the talk of the town for a few days. It'll pump and dump. It did come back to a fib level. Could it pump from there? For me, it's a little too risky. I've never been a fan of the project, but that doesn't mean we can't swing trade it. It did come back down to a, almost near the 786. I feel like it's going to get rejected here and come down one more time, at least to the 786. And you could say it broke out already, though, and it's flattening out. Tough to call. Not a lot of information. Very, very new. Look, that's a bit of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. You see that show? I've seen that play out. You are starting to go sideways. Here's the deal. If it breaks back above 99.6 and retest, you can only assume it goes to 120. If it gets above 120, it looks like it can get back to 193. So what I do is I wait for key levels to be broken and retested and swing trade those areas. All right. Shout out to the awesome people here. Hello, Neo. Thank you for setting me free. Master Friend and Crypto Life for proof that gods do walk among men. Look for it. No. Don't ever call us that. We are subservient to God. We have submitted to God. But I appreciate it. I know what you're saying. Thank you for the $100, man. That's so big. You didn't have to do that, but you did. Look forward to meeting you. Remember, I said this. Oh, we will meet for sure. 100%, man. God bless you. Thank you so much for the $100 super chat. Blessings. Oh, they have it on weak spot too. So they do have it on weak spot. So Weeks is grabbing some coins that Mexi is only putting on futures, which is good to know. Thank you so much for the $100 super chat from D. John Mays. So nice of you to do. God bless you for doing that. And Bitcoin getting the pump to 350. And I just gave you the trade right here live. I don't know what else I could do for you. That's how you make $100 in about under a couple minutes. That thing is ripping to the upside, and there you have it. And again, I don't know how many times I can do it for you, but people still, you know, at this point, you could almost start putting that stop loss to break even here. And this is where I start scalping. And this was supposed to be just a scalp trade, and here we go. Now we're up 140, and now Sammy's in scalp mode. Let me switch to the 1 minute time frame. Oh wow, we just broke the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame, which is my go-to signal. But we're away from the 21-day moving average, which tells me to be careful. It tells me this may not be sustainable. So what I'll do is I'll just put my stop loss below candle setting. See right there at that candle setting, and we'll see if we can get another candle to rip here to the upside. I don't like how far we are for the 21-day moving average. Unsustainable pump, in my humble opinion. It's a short squeeze. Let's see how much I can get out of the move, though. Right click, count down to bar close. 11 seconds. This closes green. We can get another one. We can rip back up. Are you scalping with me? Anyone in the scalp with me? Everyone feeling the pump? Everyone feeling the energy? I'm loving making gains in front of you. Let's do this. Yes, we put our next candle right there. Boom. We get the, oh my gosh, that's what we're looking for. And look at that squeeze to the upside. That's how you do it, baby. Oh, God. Oh, my pants. Sorry. Oh, man, we do this so much on this channel. Bang, 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 right? And I'll teach you how do we get it done, man. This thing, I likely sell early. Watch this thing moon to the upside. That's just too funny, man. Oh, man. Oh! Thing just exploded. I mean, but that's what I'm looking for. And that's me, again, using the 200 maze. I use the 200 maze like an animal here. It's absolutely absurd how well they play out. And what I talk about, it's a beautiful double bottom too as well. Just awesome. MACD cross signal alt season is here, man. We hope so. You had the star in the knowledge. Ripped pants. You guys are funny, man. Show Bitcoin back to 97,005. You know, falling back to the downside here. That was just crazy, man. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I feel horrible right now. Like, so I'm like turning red. But I mean, explosion, right? I mean, that's what it feels like sometimes when you see a green candle just bong, boom, shakalaka. So let's kind of break down Bitcoin again. Let's see what we're doing here, and let's kind of talk about what we're going over. We'll go to our daily time frame. We'll talk about how this is a falling wedge that's broken out. Love if it's not a fake out breakout, but they usually fake everything out first, like fake it out, break it down. But they've done a pretty good job liquidating the left and the rights there. Look, we're back to 97.4. We sold out local top like a boss. Again, because why? We were away from the 21-day moving average on the 21-day moving on the 1 minute here. And that's when you know it's unsustainable. Understand? How did Sammy do it every time? How does he know? Because I used the distance from the 21 to get in and out of price action. I used the break of the 200 MA to get in and out of price action. All right. Remember, I used the 5 minute 200 MA here, which was lower than the 1 minute this time. That's a strange intersection of movements, but it happens. But again, you can see how it all came together, right? And then I played this 1 minute because we were too far from the 21, and I told you to be careful. I didn't say what? I said careful. I told you to be careful. So, what? Why are you laughing? So, I can't take myself seriously sometimes. So can we get all the way to 96,000, 95,000? That's what we're looking for. I was always the class clown. I never will not be. All right. Someone hit up Patrick Bet David. Tell him he's got to interview Sam Price. I'm the newest guy on the game. I'm gonna run the circuit. They're gonna be like, who's this Sam Price? We all need Sam Price. I'm gonna become the next Tate. So look, can we get to 96,000? I said it. I put it out there. It's on the way. But I hope anyway, I don't mean it like that. You know what I mean? I shouldn't say it like that. I don't want to be I want to be free. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna run the internet similarly. That's all I'm saying. In my own way, though, in my own positive light. 96,000. But we still got this big bar there up at 100K. But it looks like we could go lower than higher if you looked at BOOKMAP. If you just studied BOOKMAP, that's all. Doesn't mean anything, but if you just studied BOOKMAP. So the daily broke out, but we still have this major resistance. We can't seem to get back above at about $98,000. A daily candle must break above that for us to remain bullish. Otherwise, we may see some more downside. We may make a right shoulder. We may not get the continuation move that we're looking for just yet. Huge wick to the upside with rejection there, but the flag still kind of showing signs of love. And then that 2 hour time frame, which I talked about earlier today, let's just keep flagging it out. And that suggests that we could, end up further up here. So I would watch this closely like a hawk. I would. The 2 hour time frame is my go-to for the knowledge today. Every once in a while it changes. Like yesterday was the 15 minute, remember? Today it's the 2 hour. And I don't know why, but I changed the time frame that I'm using because think about it, man. You got to be incognito. No one can know what you're doing. We got to switch it up every single day so they don't know how to take us out. If we do the same thing every day, they can get to know us. But if we're always maneuvering, we can find a way to win. So the 2 hour time frame, I'd like to see these stokes reset or even just half dump. And then I'd like to see some more sideways. 2, 4, 6, 4 to 8 hours at the most. And then we can get busy, baby. Stay above the 200 MA, get the 21 to cross. And then what will happen is on the 2 hour time frame, you'll have the 21 kind of coming down here. Let me do it perfectly, but the 200 will come down here, something like that. And there's your golden cross. And remember, after a golden cross, price action usually is higher than it was before. You could get a dub after a golden cross. But it means that price is usually higher than it's going to be in the next couple weeks once you get that golden cross on 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour time frame. So that starts to look bullish to me. Again, the second the 2 hour closes below the 200, we start to slump. Then I'd have to say, okay, are we going to challenge the top of the trend line? If we challenge the top of the trend line, retest. If we break this, you're going to drop right back down to the bottom of the trend line again. And we're going to be looking at some key levels. All right. So I'm not overly bullish or bearish. I'm not telling you what's going to happen. I'm not telling you we're going to do this and then do that. I don't know what's going to happen. I know nothing with the fact of my own ignorance. I do know that if we go more sideways in the next 4 to 6 hours, that the odds of my longs will play out. So it's more likely that I will take a long. All right. Swing, baby, swing. So can we get that sideways move on that 2 hour time frame? That's what I'm looking here for BTC. All right. And then now, look, we're kind of battling the 1 minute 200 MA. Just something to kind of pay attention to. And again, you want to make sure you stay above the 200 MA on the 5 minute. If those two ideas are met too throughout the day, then we're in pretty good signs. And this is what I like about doing this. So now I have my long-term analysis, but then I can just switch back to my 1 minute. And honestly, that's a little model of mine too, right? The 200 MA, the 21 coming into the 200. We could just get a continuation short squeeze here. See how I'm open-minded to anything here? I'm just looking for probabilities at all times. The chance that actually gives us a bit of a trade there. I'm going to wait for my bigger time frames and not go too crazy. Again, maybe I miss out. That is a bit of a double bottom. We're above the 200 MA. That looks like it's going to pump. Now, we just scalped. I could take a bit of that scalp. Like I could risk 80 for 240 or something. It is a 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So 98,094 would be the target. I'm already missing my entry there as it's starting to get crazy. 97,290. Yeah, like I could risk half of what I just made for another 300. That way I could just, it wouldn't be the biggest deal in the world if I lost the trade. I am buying the breakout. I don't suggest you do that. I like to buy right there before it breaks out. But the stochastics are low, and there's a chance that we get this pump further to the upside here. Again, not risking a lot. You don't have to be a big shot. To me, it's little steps out up. Big wins create big losses too as well. You could lose 60 grand in a moment, then you got to win 60 grand back. All right. I could do all that. I got the capital to play games if I want to. I'd much rather invest in real estate and watch the cash fall in on a rental than play with $1 million. You know what I mean? You could call me a Sally. Once I make it, I'm not going backwards, man. I'm not playing with so much money that I could even take a hit that bad to actually push me down. I'm staying up. And I try to show you this on a small scale, big scale, all the time. I did buy a coin yesterday. I added to my portfolio. I hadn't bought an altcoin in a while. My trading group knows what it is. Today is our weekly screen share, everybody. I do a weekly screen share every single Thursday. I share my portfolio. We hang out together from about 8:15 to 10 o'clock. I go over my Token Metrics account. We have a blast. We talk about, mindset, where we are on the market. We do another deep dive analysis for Bitcoin, the total market cap. We have a good time. And so I'm excited for that tonight. I hope you are too. It's every single week. Every once in a while I move it. Like I moved it to a Saturday morning, I think a few weeks back, but 90% of the time we keep it exactly at that right day, Thursdays from 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. Jump on in. I also teach class the last Saturday of every month. Everyone, I teach class this Saturday. $150. Hit the QR code. People are charging $2 to $3 grand for this information. They're making you come back for 3 to 4 courses, making it inside of a module, which is great. I get it, and I could do that. And honestly, I think it is still worth the money. It really is, because it's information that could change your life. But I want to help as many people as I can before I pass, before I leave this earth. And this class helps me do that. It helps me achieve that goal for the least amount and for the fastest way. I believe I can really download some information into you and get you going on a level. It looks like a double top to me, too far for the 21. I'm not a fan of the risk there. Let's see if I can get the bounce, though. That'd be crazy, right? Now, see, I don't risk a lot. I don't even want to risk. I don't even want to lose $70 if it looks like it's a lower high there. Again, it could make a flag and continue to pump. So be it. My bigger trade I'm waiting on is the 2 hour. I'm just playing games here on the 1 minute. All right. All right, class this Saturday, everybody. You can hit the QR code or the link below. I can't wait to see who jumps into class. We have an amazing class every single time we do that. Now you can just flag out the 1 minute completely. And some of my trading styles may be confusing to you. Some of my fast moves may be like, dang, man, he's all over the place. I understand that. I completely understand that. Like, look, that thing may just moon. You'd be like, why did he jump out? Gonna moon. If it was my biggest trade of the day, I'd sit there and just trade it out. But if I'm just trying to add icing to the cake, sometimes I'm a little fleeting. And that makes sense because it's like, whatevs. It's not the biggest trade of the day, you know. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your dedication. The fact that you thanked me for my dedication means that you dedicate yourself to the stream. So thank you for your dedication, because you wouldn't be able to say thank you to my dedication if you didn't come here dedicated. So the very simple fact that you said that lets me know that you show up. May God bless you, my friend. This is the time when most people don't show up. A lot of people got liquidated. A lot of people didn't get the knowledge. A lot of people aren't making $1,000 like we did last night. They're not understanding how to trade these charts in an awesome way. I'm about to commit to this one. This one looks good. It's the model, man. And now it looks right. Why are you doing that to me at the last second? 97 to 90. This one I'm going to commit. I'm going to tell myself to commit no matter what. Looks like it's about to break out. I mean, let's be honest. That looks so bullish to me. Look how the RSI is curving. Look how the stochastics are bent down. Look how you have a higher low. Look how the 21 crossed the 200. Look how you made it. I mean, that is my model. I got to take that. And look, there's a cup with a handle there. You see, there's a cup and a handle. That's the money printer right there. It's hard to see, but it would be on the 30-second chart. Let me show you the money printer on the 30-second right now. Shout out to Master Friend, helping everybody understand what the money printer is. You're an amazing person, man. Shout out to anyone that takes leverage mastery and really gets that hands-on training, because you understand a lot of what I'm putting down just in a more, you know, in a wrapped manner. It's just wrapped in a cool way to teach it. But look, see, this is a cup and handle. I just wanted to show you. Sammy cup and handy to the upside, and there's, you know, a slight money printer here. Right there. I mean, golden pocket for me, right? I mean, that's just... Sup, Sammy? Spring training baseball starts today. Go Dodgers, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I show up with my sad face even when I get crushed. God bless you. Hey, man, don't worry. Life is a blessing. I get kicked in the teeth all the time, man. Life is a blessing. We make it. It's about, you don't win every day. It's about a culmination of days that come together, and after the course of a year, you realize you've been winning. You know, not even, I don't win every day. I take some big hits, all right? I take some big wins. It's a battle, man. It's about showing up. If you can, see, it's about not getting beat down by the losses. It's about not getting so depressed that you can't show up anymore. Because one day you're going to show up, and the best, you know, for me, and the best trade of my life is going to happen. I know it. I'm so close to the biggest trade I've ever made on stream. I know one day I'm going to make $1 million trade on this stream one day. You guys are going to watch me make 30 grand in a couple minutes. Or, you know, and again, I don't have to do it, but I know that day is coming. I know my time is coming, man. I'm just being patient. I'm fine-tuning my skill. One day, the market's going to be in the perfect place. I'm going to see it. I'm going to make a bigger trade than I've ever made, and I'm going to execute on a massive level. I've done it now, and I'm going to do it again. And every year, I up the ante. Every year, the position sizes get bigger. Every year, the stream gets bigger. We got more people here, right? The stakes get higher, baby. 500, 800, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people on the live, baby. Let's go. Soon we'll have an arena, right? And again, I could lose every trade that I win. You know, who knows? I mean, I could lose this trade right now that you see me, but it depends on the longevity. And it's a low volume Thursday. I may not win this trade. It's a little sketchy. I got to remind myself of that. 97.5. The idea is, can the 1 minute stay above the 200 MA? If the 1 minute loses the 200, my trade's a wrap. If the 1 minute can hold it, then this thing will play out. That's my model right there. Flag above the 200 with the 21 crossing. 90% of the time, that's going to pay me. So, I almost feel like I should open it on both exchanges, because it's like, I mean, it's my model. That tells me I could go to 98,576 on Mex. Stop loss would be at 97,240. And again, I'm using a stop loss in every trade. It's a mapped out, planned, calculated idea. I know what I'm willing to win, what I'm willing to lose. So the most I'll lose on these both trades, about 250, 300. But the most I can win, maybe, I don't know, about 700, 800. I'm up pretty nice. 155 wouldn't be too bad, and it's a nice signal. So I'm going to take it. I got to take the signals that play out the most. And again, I know that I could lose in front of you all. And that's what stinks about this. I may lose this trade in front of everybody. But as I tell everyone, don't call me a genius because I win. Don't call me a loser because I lose. I'm just trading a probability. You know, the fact is, you'll call me a genius when I win. You'll call me a loser when I lose. And no matter what I say, I'm just trading probabilities. I like the move above the 200 MA. I like the 21. I like what we're doing here. to me, there's a continuation move likely going to happen. Crypto Sammy, right? If you can learn something, laugh and cry every day, that's a good day. Amen. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're about to hit 91,000 subscribers, everybody. Can we hit 91 subs on the stream? I know we can. I know each and every one of you can get me there. It's all, you know. I know you guys can get me there. I know we can do it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's get to 1,000 likes. The pump is real. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. The pump is real. Show me a sign, baby. Show me a sign. Show me a way. Breathe into it. Blow that. Blow that, Bubba. Yeah, baby. That thing's gonna pump. Sammy, what do you think about this sandbox? I mean, it's nice. Nice shirt and tie today. Guan, baby, Guan. I love you, man. Thank you so much for saying that, Bach. Appreciate it. Pocket square slipping there a bit. Shirt's a little much. I don't wear it a lot, right? It's a little like, it's like, what are you, a constellation over here? But I gotta get through this shirt once a month or something. I got like 60 shirts. I gotta wear one of them every once in a while over here. I do like to wear this tie with this shirt because they're both like granulated. I don't know why, but it's just my thing. Whenever I wear this shirt, I tend to wear this tie. It's a thing. They go together over here. Now I'm seeing a bearish divvy, which tells me to be careful. See that? That's a bearish divergence. Tells me that I may not win that trade. Maybe I go to break even quickly and I cover up. That's a nasty bearish div, right? Look how quick Sammy covers because I may be wrong. Now they might wick it and rip it and I might miss the pump. That could happen. But that's, you know, I'd rather cover than lose. All right, so look, I just got stopped out of break even because I saw a bearish div at the corner of my eye. And it told me I didn't like seeing that. We could have just kept going and ripping. That's what we should have done. And maybe we do. Maybe it's a rising wedge here. But dang, man, that's Thursdays too. Like, it looked really good. But I saw a bearish div with stochastics, and that told me to be careful. The last one right there gave us a pummeling. I didn't think I was going to have to cover that fast the way I just did that. All right. Looking sharp, looking good, Sammy. Thank you to Chow. Thank you, everybody. This is my favorite place for the morning mindset and a bit of cha-ching. Thanks for all the Lifer team does, man. God bless you, man. Thank you. Shout out to the Lifer team and everyone that makes this show amazing. Shout out to JB. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Lakochi. Shout out to Jay, the editor. Shout out to my wife. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Shout out to my sponsor and everybody that makes this channel rock and roll. May God bless everybody on the stream, and thank you so much for being here and being a part of an amazing, amazing adventure that we're on. I greatly appreciate it, and it means the world to me. Every single day, I put my life on the line for this channel, for each and every one of you. And yes, I run a business. Yes, I definitely benefit. But, man, I'm in love with it. I'm in love with this. I'm in love with this everyday journey on the live. I'm in love with the trading. I'm in love with it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't change it for the world. This is where I want to be. This is who I want to be. This is what I want to do. You people are the people I want to be around. Watch this. This is going to blow your mind. How many people believe they could become worth over 100 million in the chat right now? Put a 333 if you believe, firmly believe you can be worth over 100 million and that it's coming to you. Look at this, above that 200 MA. It looks like I could jump back in here, almost do the same trade again. 97,300. Look how many people believe they could be worth 100 million. How many people believe they could hit $1 billion? Put a 444 if you can hit $1 billion in your lifetime. You know it's a possibility. $1 billion is a possibility for you. Put a 444 if $1 billion is a possibility that you can become a billionaire in this lifetime. Dude, I'm around hundreds of people that are hitting that believe they can be multimillionaires and billionaires. Where else would you want to be? I've never been in a room where that many people want to do that. This is insanity. Like, this is why I want to be here. This is the stream that I want to be a part of every single day. I don't want to be anywhere else. I don't want to be on these other channels, man. I want to be here. I want to be with the most progressive people in the game that learn, push themselves every single day. This is where I want to be. I'm about to commit to this one now and just let it rip. Because now it looks like that rising wedge may win. And there I am trading on Weeks and MEXC. This is a MEXC trade right here. Sign up to MEXC in the pinned comment. All right, I heard UK is back in action for MEXC. I could be wrong, but that's what I saw people talking about in the trading group. So jump back in if you're in the, if, you know, lowest fees of any futures trading in the game. Lowest fees. I'm just saying, if you don't like to pay fees, MEXC is the lowest fees. Super fast, nice, quick. You know, I can move my stop loss. Look how fast that reacts. Nice, fast price action. I'm streaming. I got BOOKMAP open. I'm running my internet at the high speed, and I'm still getting really good connections here. I mean, that looks like a head and shoulder, everyone. I'm sorry. I keep like flip-flopping here. But yeah, I don't want to lose, so dang, man. I was like, I'm committing. And then I just, nope. I don't know what I'm going to do until I do it as a trader, honestly. That's why it's hard to have anyone follow you as a trader, because I just might make a split-second decision. And you might not be able to make the decision as fast as me, and you might not be able to understand what I'm doing. And you may be like, damn, man, I just got wrecked doing what you did because I can't do what you do. And I get that, you know? Yeah, exactly. Shout out to my man in the UK. He never left. Yeah. No, I have nothing. There's nothing against the Pi Network. Nothing against it. Yeah, someone said you don't like. I have nothing against it. Yeah, I have to like it, right? Yeah. I got $2 out of that. Hey, man, that can buy a buttered roll, right? You got yourself a buttered roll there. So I'm gonna stop playing the smaller time frames. As you can see, they're not paying off. I'm gonna pull back from them. And we're gonna, you know, I get enticed because I love them. I love them. I trade the small time frames, but I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna get back to that, and maybe I miss out on a huge pump though. That's why I'm always weary, because you never know. But this pump should have happened cleaner than it did. It's that might pump now. I'm like, dang, man. It's just. Let's take a look, though. Wow, it actually looks pretty bullish. It's a bullish engulfing candle. See, that's why my instinct has me playing with this, because there is the chance that these small time frames may just start to break out again. So that's why I'm wondering why I'm getting enticed. I'm like, well, because they're toying with you now. They're going up and down, up and down. That looks like a nice breakout to 98.5 too. So it's up to you. I'm going to bail. I'm going to take it lightly. I'm going to wait for the 2 hour to do its thing. See what happens here. But I could walk away and come back and we're up here. We could be at 100K later on today, the way Bitcoin's looking. You never know. You never know. But I'm going to do the right thing right now. Push my small time emotions aside. And I'm going to just wait for the 2 hour to play out above. And so now what are we doing? We're watching the 2 hour today. I want to see it make a flag above the 200 MA. I want to see the 21 cross the 200. I want to see the Stokes reset. If I get all those three parameters in time in the next 6 to 8 hours, I'd like to take a long. So I'm planning out my long before it happens. Right. And, you know, I'll also be looking for small time divergences and stuff like that too at the execution time. But so that's what we're looking for. All right. UK customer can't just email. I've never heard of that. That's ridiculous. I've never heard of that. Yeah. So email, you could email me. You can email cryptolivers@gmail.com and send us your user ID. I'll send it to a rep and ask what's happening. And yeah, they won't bully you, man. I'm the crypto lifer, bro. Nobody bullies anyone I know. So never say that's just not going to happen with me. Thank you, Lifer, for always being there. I have more wins than losses because of you. God bless you, Sammy, from my 19K buy with you, bro. We bought 19K Bitcoin. Remember that? In front of the world, man. When everyone else was playing games saying, oh, this is the bottom. This is blah, blah, blah. Not one of them would put their money where their mouth was. Shout out to Jose Barn. Find you on Ben's channel. Been a fan ever since. God bless you, my friend. Thank you so much for saying that. Wow, it does look like it's pumping now, right? Look at this. Oh my gosh. They got me, man. Twice. I should have stuck to my loins. Playing with me now. A stronger div now, though. A stronger bearish div now. They got me. I'm too in and out on it. I should have stuck. You know, they got me on that head and shoulder. They did. But again, above the 200 MA, just keep the stop loss and hold, baby. I'd be in the gains right now. Look at that. That thing looks like it's going to rip to 98.5 now. I'm not going to chase. I want to chase so bad, but my emotions are like, and I'm saying, no, dude, chill. Don't become a, don't be a chaser, bro. I bought again right before the break. I love that. Good for you, man. Hey, I won already today, so I'm in a good mood. If I didn't, I'd be a little sour. But I already got paid, so once you got paid and you made a good trade, you're in a good mood. Yeah. I want in so bad, Master Friend. I want to chase that green candle so bad. I have a feeling it's gonna rip, but again, what I said, feelings, right? But I'm pretty good at it, so it's probably gonna rip. BOOKMAP says it's gonna rip too as well. Now we got some liquidity above us now, all the way to 98.5. You see it? Let the short squeeze begin. It is still a bearish divvy though, but dang, that thing looks good. Can even move that stop loss to break even at this point in the treachery, and you're in the money now. It's crazy. I just hit one of these massive wins and I want another one. It's never enough, right? I'm like, I want everyone to see me do it again. The adrenaline rush of watching people take, watch people watching you take green candles down. There's nothing better than it, right? I mean, I'll be honest. There's nothing better than people watching, than 2,000 people watching you take green candles down. Like, I'll be honest. Like, there's nothing better than it. Like, I love it. Like, I'm addicted to the adrenaline for sure. To the showmanship, to the entertainment. But I wouldn't be able to do it if I didn't bust my butt studying for years. I wouldn't be able to do all this fun stuff that I do in the live, right? So it's all about being a nerd for a long time, all by yourself. And then once you have it, you can come out to the world and show them your sauce. Show your sauce to the world there, kid. Let the Boston accent out there. Show your saucy there. That thing is ripping. And they're about to take those shorts out. Still a bearish divvy, though. I chased and I'm chasing. Didn't pay myself today. Been grinding as an electrician. I am chasing because why not? Amen. I'll enter again after the bearish div plays out. I like it. The knowledge, dedication, and discipline is all with you. Master Friend, you both gave me everything in the charts. All I can say is time frame from the daily to the 2 in it. Love you, brothers. Amen. What you're doing is beyond professional. Beginners take notes. God bless you. Thank you for saying that. The money stop loss above entry. Amen. Yeah, that's a bearish divvy now. I want to chase so bad, but I won't. What's that, PS5? I never know it. Oh, yeah, other people. Yeah. PS5's the man for sure, bro. He's been a OG lifer for so long. Now, if I had to call it, I mean, what you do now is, you put supportive resistance down. And you can see that you clearly had a resistance here. That support may hold. You could flag out on the 1 minute and then continue to pump. You could bullishly retest the top of this channel. Definitely something that's possible here for BTC. All right. Let's take a look at what's hot right now on the day. See if there's anything moving. Story IP up 8%, 96% in the last 7 days. That was on my radar. Slipped my mind yesterday. Sonic keeps pumping the old Atom, right? Cake took a hit, but Cake's been interesting. Pyth up 17% in 7 days. Barachain getting back to 8. Main, like, it might even kind of hold 8. Virtual's back above $1, but down 19% on the week. Near Protocol 3, Mantra DAO strong, up 31% in 7 days. Injective up 5%. Cosmos almost could get. I think this is the best time to buy Cosmos and stake it. About to buy 100 grand of Cosmos and stake it again, even though it's so boring, because it just makes you a good 30% a year. And at the low, I feel like it can get back to 15, 20 bucks. And you forex your money and you make all this money staking, and it just pays it. It's just such a great payment system. But you do you, you know. And Jupiter back. I want Jupiter back above $1 again. That's when we know the market's doing damage. Onto at 125 ain't bad. I never wanted to see it lose $1. That would have been pretty garbage, y'all. So market's looking interesting. Nothing too crazy. Let's take a look at what's being searched and looked at. Xterio is still one of the most searched coins. All right, in the last 7 days, people really like to see that. We kept putting it on your radar. Story 2 is, that's up 94%. Barachain, Sui. This is how you know kind of what's going to be hot throughout the week. Wormhole, Jupiter, Arkham, my baby Arkham, man. And that's in a U.S. company. And remember, we were going over U.S. companies for you, made in the USA. Top made in the USA coins by market cap. These are going to be the coins you don't have to pay any capital gains on, likely. So and there's a lot of them. And you go to CoinGecko, go to categories, and then inside of categories, hit made in the USA. And you definitely want to hone in on some of that, because that's going to be what pays. Right? I mean, let's be honest here. I did buy Cosmos yesterday and did put it on staking. Hey, yeah, interesting. Watch Sam for his attitude in life and mindset. God bless you, man. I staked and hold soul. It's 50% of my portfolio. Hey, there you go. Oh, wow. So we are getting the move to the upside here for Bitcoin. It is getting the demolish. It's saying, I'm just going to keep pushing. The 2-hour candle is just out of control. Let me see if I can make sense of what's happening there. Just reset my mind and get an open-minded look. God bless all the beautiful people here. Dear Lord, thank you for the amazing people you sent to the stream. Thank you for all these people here. Thank you for the 834 likes. Everyone that hit the like, it's going to come back to you tenfold. That's great karma. Dear Lord, thank you for everyone that hit that like button. I'm so grateful for 834 likes. I can't believe it. What a blessing I'm living right now. So thank you, dear Lord, for everything you've given me. Thank you for this moment in time. And thank you for the ability to have a YouTube channel, steer people in the right positive direction, speak about God daily, and help people live a positive spiritual mindset that helps them and teach them technical analysis while I'm at it. 2.6% could be the target. I still say we're a little high there on the move, and I'd look for us to consolidate. When it comes to reliable TA, this channel is where you want to be. Sammy always keeps it real and sticks to his principles. Respect for Mauritius Island. God bless you, my man. He's in an island trading lover. We love you, man. Thank you so much for the love. Shout out to Still Nasty, PS5, Future of Gaming, Sean McLean. Shout out to Ski. Worldwide 1873. Servando Estrada, Keith Bradbury. Oh, we got Nigel Nauman. We got Boss Crouton. After Hours Investing, Kyle Bullington, Tony Rosas, Miami baby. John M, Master Friend, Chris Kern. We got Sarala Chain. We got Levinati. Wow, we got so many awesome people here. Ave Ujala. We got Dustin Gilmore in the house. Cloud Daddy in the house. Sabus Crypto in the house. El Rooster. You people are awesome. It's insane what we got going on here. Blessings on blessings. So yeah, I see us going sideways. I wouldn't chase right now. I would just kind of keep it tight and right. Watch your 2-hour time frame. It's boring, but I'm probably not going to put a trade out into the trading group on Bitcoin, at least for 4 hours, but I will be scanning the market for altcoins. If I see an altcoin that's hot, I'm going to tell you. Let's take a look at the super chats and see what's happening. I don't think I got too many today, but maybe I always say that and then it's full, right? So we'll see. Yeah, look, Master Friend first. God bless you. Thank you so much for the support, man. I love you. And thank you for listening to me this morning. It meant a lot to me. Shout out to Paul Wood, man. Thank you for the $1, Paul. You're always there for me. I appreciate that. $1 goes a long way, my man. For me, I can 10x, 100x, so $1 is $100 to me. Prayer for me to get my mom from the hospital from her back surgery. Y'all's prayer have done a wonder so far. Thank you, Cinch. Much love. Hey, man, let's take another moment here. To a new guy, man. Well, you can pick your mother up, and I think you're bringing her home as I see, but I hope everything goes well with her back surgery. I hope everything went well, and Thank you for being there for your mother, man. That will always come back to you. God will always see that. And thank you, dear Lord. Help his mom stay healthy. And I know what it's like, man, when your mom's struggling. And believe you me, all I want is for everyone's mother to be happy and healthy. If I can't have my mom, I want you guys to have yours. You know what I'm saying? So may God bless. Pray to be stronger, not for things to be easier. Gold quote. Thanks, dude. 100%, man. Sam, I'm 21 and getting married in June. With the help of the 99, I'm changing my life and the money every day. You're in a great place. If I had a positive mentor like me when I was 21, it would have changed my life. I didn't start getting into trading groups and getting a really good mentor till my late 20s. I thought I could do it all on my own. But you know what? The internet wasn't as prevalent when I was in my early 20s. Like, you know, I'm 20 years old and YouTube's 15 years old, right? So when I was 21, there was no YouTube, my friends. We didn't have YouTube. You guys are so blessed that you get to find people every day that can help you change your mindset and push you. So ALU, can we please review Solana? Said Simran Merchandi. And shout out to Taylor Murphy. And shout out to all these awesome super chats. You people are amazing. Can you please take a look at Griffin? I know Griffin. Yeah, we'll take a look at Griffin from Amir. So we'll look at Palantir, we'll look at Griffin, and we're going to look at ALU and Solana. Those are the 4 super chats we're going to jump into right now. First thing I'm going to do is look at Sol. I'll be honest, I was close to panic selling Sol at 160, right? You know, and then we bounced. I can't believe we bounced. There's the 10-minute, but 167, I almost sold the bottom, man. I was like, because the daily was below the 200 MA, and when the daily's below a 200 MA, I mean, I'm pretty bearish. Either that's your greatest price ever or I'm bearish. And I was just like, now I see this as a diamond. We'll get into this in a second. First thing you're going to do is look at it on the weekly time frame and get rid of everything, moving averages, and just look at and double click. Should look at no indicators at all and just look at price action. That's what I need to do whenever I'm getting busy. And I want to start looking at some key support areas, right? You can kind of see right there. Resistance, we bounce. It's about 128. And you can see there's a pretty heavy area too. Resistance, bounce, and we wicked at 160. Now we're going to have resistance at 200. And we're going to have resistance at about 254. And of course, back at 300, the all-time high. Now, that's an ugly chart. Like, I'm not used to seeing. Like, usually we go up, we consolidate, we break up, then we break down. Chart doesn't look amazing. The weekly's very oversold, though, suggesting a bounce. And, you know, at the end of the day, I guess you could still say that's a trend line. So I'm almost looking for this to bounce. And then possibly that would be a right shoulder. That would be the head, and it could make a right shoulder, and then it could break on out. Now, if it loses that level, it can go to 117 so fast. That made me want to sell it, because I'm like, if it loses 160, boom. I said, let it get up here, bounce, and then I'll put double the amount in when I feel safer. And I can at least take my money off the table. So I'm still slightly entertaining that thought, because the chart doesn't look amazing. It just doesn't. Let's take a look at the 5-day chart. 5-day with the 21 curving, usually not a great sign. For the bulls. In this curving too, you want to see this kind of start to get together. You need a bounce, a strong one at that, and it has to be soon. So again, just like Bitcoin, you're in the falling wedge, but you need Bitcoin to make that bounce too. And then this can bounce, and this could make, and then what you're looking for here is a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. You're looking for price to get above the daily 200 MA. If it does that, boom, that would be a big long. We're still in the doldrums, and we could still drop to 121, which is kind of a creepy thought. And they haven't, the bulls haven't solidified that we're out of the hot water yet. They just really haven't. You got to get above that daily 200 MA. I got to see us get back above 176. Very, very key. That resistance, which became support, is what we need to get back. When we get that back, we can start to make some bacon on the beach. Thank you so much for that super chat. That was really in depth, and I appreciate it. And someone wants ALU, Altura. Let's take a look at ALU. I hold this coin. I hold like 5 or 6 grand of it. I bought it in the last rally. It's infrastructure for gaming. And, you know, oh man, what is that? Why did it do that? Oh man. I don't know why it just collapsed like that. Well, another one of my holds in the dumps. Wow, and like almost everything really just collapsed. Like, almost like didn't even pay attention. So ALU was already at 18. Wow, it was at 18? See, I have this on a hardware wall and I never paid attention. So I didn't even notice that it double topped. I should have been paying attention. Too many coins. Wow. I must have had 20 racks of it at that point. If I have 5 racks of it now. And honestly, it looks more bare. I don't know what to tell everybody, but the gaming and like speculation and just the whole, you know, a lot of the narratives, people believe that they knew what was happening in crypto. I get into AVAX, gaming, RWA. Now a lot of people don't believe the YouTubers and the narratives. And even I'm like, man, what narrative's stronger now? You know, and we knew we had to pivot to AI agents at the right time and do different things, but that looks like it could dump further down to 1 penny. I mean, what's holding it there is a key little support zone. If Bitcoin bounces, it could bounce, but again, it's been out a long time. It doesn't market enough. I love what they do, but gaming has to rip for people to care about this coin, and it just seems like gaming fell off a cliff in the middle of January, and ever since then, it just hasn't been too good. All right. And with that, we'll look at Griffin and then to Palantir, just because we're already here in the decentralized zone here. Let's take a look at Griffin and its test Griffin. I mean, this thing was $1 billion market cap on its way, really. To see it at an 85, and I never bought it. I gave this trade, and we talked about it down here when it first came out. I gave this trade it pumped. I gave that flag it pumped, and then it made a bearish div, and the moving averages are far apart. And it told you, and then we pulled the fib, and it came all the way back down. Now, I mean, this thing could have, I don't know, man. A lot of people have given up. See, what you're asking me is this. I've been through crypto before. I've watched new narratives. This is the first time I've seen a narrative this come out this strong, this fast, that was uncharacteristically connected to the rest of the narratives and just kind of blasted out. And so was it experimental? It could have been. And will it come back? Like is it like, you know, like Sonic, I believe will come back, like the, you know, Phantom. It's a real product. BNB, you know, certain coins, I believe, even when they dip. But this, I mean, will this come back? Because a lot of people believe in it. A lot of people have faith in it. And they think it's the one. And it is an AI agent. It hasn't changed its tech, but I don't know, man. Based on what I'm seeing on the TA, you're either buying the bottom or this thing's going lower. So it's hard to tell, to be honest. You know, if it was a regular coin that I believed in, I'd go on the TA and say, yeah, it's oversold. Let's get, you know, I like to buy the over, you know, but it's part of a new narrative that may have been a speculative experiment. And we don't know if that speculative experiment's going to come back. Some people might gawk at me and laugh and say, what are you kidding me? Griffin's top AI agent, of course it's going to come back. I don't know about that. You know, I got to be honest with you. I don't know about that. And by the look of the chart, it looks like it got sold off by anyone that got in early and nobody really believes in it anymore. Let's take a look at how they're tweeting and how they're handling the moment. They better be tweeting every other day and all that. Need merch 22 hours ago? I mean, gotta wake up and tweet every day, right? February 18th, today's the 20th. So they're lightly tweeting everyone. 3 tweets on the 18th, I guess. Or 10 tweets. All right. But in my mind, like 3 to 5 tweets a day. Any strong business, anyone using social media, 3 to 5 strong tweets a day. All right. So that just went from 35.8 to 36.1 so fast. It's already like, it's always flipping around. And there you have Bitcoin. Thank God, gosh, I didn't chase, and I see sideways price action on that 2-hour time frame, 97,500. Do not be a chaser. All right. You don't have the time or the pain to do that. You don't want to feel the pain. So let's take a look at Palantir now on our altcoin. So I panic sold nothing. I stayed the course no matter what. So Palantir, and it's funny, they said Palantir cut when like government funds were, it's kind of weird, right? So you look at the weekly. Thing got out of control, blow off top style. I mean, it went straight up. on the weekly, and it's away from the 21-day moving average on the weekly time frame. You know that's unsustainable price action. And there's a bearish divergence here. Look, that swings up and that swings down. I mean, that's bearish divergence. So you would assume you're coming back down. Similar to what Bitcoin did. Look, if you take the Bitcoin chart and you put them next to each other, all-time history index, and what we looked at it on like the daily. Oh, this one was on the weekly. You want to be on the same time frame. But like, to me, you're right here on Palantir. You see? Like, you're here. You ran up. Bing. And look, you get away from the 21-day moving average on the run up. I want to see my moving averages. I don't know why they won't let me get them. You know, so if we go back in time here on Bitcoin, you know, Palantir is right there. See, you're away for the 21. You need to consolidate now. So you're right there. That's where Bitcoin was. You see, you can learn how to trade anything with what I teach you. Overbought stochastics, away from the 21-day moving average. You got to come back to the 21. You're rejected by the point of control. All right. See, my gift was I was able to take a very small piece of information from TA and expand on it without anyone showing me anything. It's called autodidactic. You learn from what you're being given. All right. Osteoplasticity, neuroplasticity is about changing pathways in the brain. When you first believed you couldn't make it and thought you were a regular person, that was who you were when you were first born. Because, like, even me and my parents, they told me I was going to be great. And they said I should travel the world, become a famous singer and all this. My dad did say stuff like that to me. But I thought I could be worth hundreds of billions of dollars and become like a financial behemoth. And my dad thought I was like, I thought I was like my dad thought I was an egotistical maniac out of my mind. And I said, no, Dad, I just want to see how far I can take it. Like, I told him 100 mil a few times, and he was like, why do you want to be such a big shot? You know, he's like, you could be happy with, you know. And I was like, Dad, I just want to see how far I can go, man. I said, I'm not trying to be a big shot, Dad. I used to say it to him. I said, Dad, I'm not trying to be a big shot. I just want to see how far I can take it. And he'd say, Sam, my dad had a very deep voice, you know. I don't know about it. Yeah. Can you please take a look at GRIFFAIN? I did. You know, so Palantir, I would have to say, is coming back down to a 618 Fibonacci retracement. And I would be safely looking at it at 84. Now, I could be wrong, and it could bounce. If it's super bullish, it'll make something like an ascending triangle. It'll go sideways, and you'll still be able to get back in when that 21 interacts, likely. Now, could it just continue out of nowhere and pump? Yeah, but that's very unlikely. So those are your two scenarios, that you buy Palantir at the 618.86, or it goes sideways, and you're able to snatch it on maybe a bottom bounce at 110. Again, what it does will change the trajectory, because if it goes lower, then it only hits 175. It goes higher, it hits 210. But it doesn't. It says it's not going to start pumping till May after this nasty retracement. But that's what I'm seeing. I could be wrong. Bitcoin getting a little bit of a bounce there, back to 97,660 for BTC. I like what I'm seeing for Bitcoin here on the market. Shout out to everyone that stuck with me throughout this entire live stream. You people are amazing. Ted, all the way to 12. Funny crow with 9. That thing, come on. Bitcoin very still possibly to take out the equal low liquidity at 89. Anything is possible, my friend. Yeah. My dad was a favorite. You reach 4 stars, you'll go dizzy. While he was doing nothing. Oh, man. Can you do a little master friend? The day you gave me out a DCA and relax. Getting gains is not, but the liquidations that many get. We earn on the DCA, so thank you. The easiest is buy low and sell high. May I ask a favor? Would you mind looking at Injective? Thank you, and keep up the positivity. It's my highlight every day. You know what? Because you said that, how could I say no to you? Let's take a look at Injective Protocol. I mean, I like what we're doing here. If Bitcoin can bounce, Injective's going to bounce. That's going to be your low. And you're going to get the move out. It's going to go up, down, maybe make a right shoulder, and then we're going to break out. It says it could be the lowest price you ever get Injective, and the target is 71. I'm an Injective. I'm loaded up, and I believe that's a great buy for Injective. We talked about Job last night. Interesting. I hope all of you that short Solana, I'm now a lifer for life. Join the 99, and I love the vibe. Shout out to USA Gary Jr., man. God bless you. Man, the people that join are amazing. And so I know that you're amazing because you join, see? God bless everyone. If you want to jump on into my trading group and understand my concepts, my ideas, my discipline, and my strength, hang out with me every single day and be with someone that hasn't taken a day off since February of 2021. No one else on YouTube can say that. They really can't. They all traveled or something happened or they, who knows? And that means I haven't got locked up. I haven't fallen, I didn't get drunk driving. I don't, I haven't done any, I haven't mentally broken down in 4 years, man. Even though my mother died in front of me, my dad died. I had so many reasons to collapse. I did not. Other people collapse for reasons way less than me. I mean, you could comparatively, I don't know, right? I guess everyone's life is different, but I never folded on you. Not once, no matter how tough my life got, I never folded on you. And I will never fold on you. I don't do that. That's not me. My dad told me, you're born Sam Price. The last name Price is strong. He said, all the Price men have been amazing. He said, you will carry on the tradition. You will become a strong Price man. You will become one of the best. He said, the Prices aren't like everybody else. The Prices go all the way. My dad said, you're a Price. Remember that, Like you've got something that no one else has. My dad told me at a young age. My dad believed in me. My dad breathed fire into me, man. At a young age, my dad breathed fire into me. I hear it now. I feel it now. I still breathe that fire into you that my dad breathed into me. My dad believed in me. He told me to go all the way, baby. He told me that there was nothing I couldn't do. And look at me now, baby. Shout out to Jimmy H. Price, my father, my partner, my buddy, my spiritual God. I love you, Dad. You will always be with me. I will always, always, always yell your name. My mom, too. May God bless both my parents. May their name live on forever. Daisy and Finn, Jimmy and Irene, the hippies, born in the 40s, lived through the 70s, raised their kids in the 80s, all the way to the 90s, baby. May God bless everybody that loves this country. May God bless each and every one of you. And thank you so much for coming to this live stream. I see a possible long, brewing here with this higher low. Possibly pulling me in again for a move up to 98,300. They got a big red block over here on BOOKMAP at 98,000, suggesting we will get a short squeeze to the upside. And so things are looking pretty spicy here for Bitcoin. I love you. I believe in you. And I know you can do this. It's going to be hard. Trading is not easy. Nothing is easy. My dad told me, get rid of anyone that tells you it's easy. Remember, I teach class the last Saturday of every month. If you want to get that live class with me, hit the QR code and jump into the class. It's in 2 days now, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday morning. All right. Watch this flag on Bitcoin here as it's getting tighter on the 5-minute time frame. Remember, all that matters is if the 5-minute stays above the 200 MA, we have ourselves a win. That's a possible scalp right there now in my mind. Switch to the 5, right? Swing out the trend line, flatten out that. Take the measured move. Bada bing, bada boom over here. Stop loss below the 200 MA. Extend possibly to the liquidity zone on the left there. Where's our next spot? There you go, right there. There's one bing and bing. So I get out right before that. That target could take us to 100K. I call it 99.8. Be so cool to see 100K today. And I can say 100x my BTC again. I'm not making this trade just yet. I'm just kind of sporting it. Sporting it. Like you ever go to a store, you're sporting it. I'm just putting it on for a second. Just trying it on. 130 for 555s. If I make the trade, I'll let you guys know in the trading group. God bless everybody. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Tonight is the weekly screen share. We're going to have a blast together. We're going to go over so much. Pay attention. Have an awesome time. If you made that live trade with me, we had a blast. I had fun. I hope you did too. And hey, we won. Remember, yesterday we lost. Today we won, man. So, you don't always win. You don't always lose. But it's about showing up every single day and going at it. Everyone, I love you. Thank you so much for jumping on in. I appreciate your time and your most precious asset, which is your time. And thank you so much for giving me your time to make this show absolutely amazing. Shout out to the likes. Can we get to 1,000 likes? I think we did. 974. Let's get those likes up while I'm here. I know we can get 26 likes. Let's get up to 1,000 likes. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. And shout out to the chat revenue, $136. Shout out to everybody kicking it with me. I'll see you all. And remember, when this market rips back again, we're going to be back to 3,000, 4,000 people on the stream. It's going to be ripping. People are going to be running into the group, wishing they woulda, coulda, shoulda. The people that are leaving now, the people that just can't maintain mentally, can't stay strong. Like, this is it. This is it, man. Stay mentally tough. You know what the secret to success is, right? It's getting started. Shout out to your mom. Shout out to your mom, Vicky Eubanks. Shout out to Vicky Eubanks. We love you, Vicky. You're going to make it, Vicky. You got so many people that believe in you, so many people that pray for you. I prayed for you. God loves you. You got a son that loves you immensely, brings you up all the time, talks about you like I talk about my mom. Vicky, we love you. May God bless you, Vicky. Hey, J Soul, email me, cryptolivers@gmail. We'll give you a couple months free. You've been in the group for a long time, man. Seriously. Email us, cryptolivers@gmail, brother. You've been pushing so hard. You deserve a break. Email cryptolivers@gmail. We'll throw you back in the group for a couple months, man. I gotta help you, brother. I know you can do this. You need, if not just for our constant support and love, brother. Email me, man, please. It's not a handout. You deserve it. You can, you will, you are the best, everybody.